So I say to you in conclusion that our theme always is Inna Allaha la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Allah will not change the condition of a people till they change that which is in themselves. And we have spent a lot of time focusing on issues that are important, but they are not the primary issues. And so I recommend to you and myself, number one, we should have a reorientation of community activities. That there needs to be within every program a significant amount of money and time which is spent to deal with the younger generation. And that's not just a school. Alhamdulillah, here you're blessed with schools. It's not enough with the school. Because when they leave the school, where do they go then? What do they have to do? For most of the teenagers, they are really in crisis. And you know when the crisis happens? Friday night. Now you know the rhythm of the Western societies, the Judeo-Christian rhythm. They work all week, and then when Friday comes, they start getting nervous, man. They want to leave work. Friday night comes, we say the eagle flies on Friday. And Saturday, I come out to play. So what they do, they start doing crazy things from Friday night. By Saturday, they want to go out and party and get drunk and stay out late. And then they wake up on Sunday and go to church and say, oh God, forgive me. And then they go back to work. So the week goes on like that. We are in the same system now. So some Muslims, it's Yomul Jumu'ah, yeah? But what happens? They start getting nervous on Friday too. And they want to see, that's the crisis. The families know. And the youth, you know what I'm talking about. When do you feel the most bored? You feel bored on Friday night, man. And then Saturday. Okay? Because in this society, right, what do? They start doing their tips, right? They start saying which team is going to win, what's going to happen on Saturday, on Friday. When Saturday comes, they're watching sports, they're playing sports. Right? Saturday night, they have to go out to a discotheque. They must go to a pub and drink gallons of beer. This is how the society flows. So the young people are caught up in this. What do we do on Friday night? What activities do we have in the masajid, in our centers, for young people on Friday nights? Most of our communities are geared for men over 35 years old. Where do the young people end up? In the mall, right? The plaza, in the cinema, walking around downtown, don't have anything to do. This is the crisis. I'm talking about reality now. So, we have to ask ourselves, where do we take this? One of the things that is needed, as we are trying to do in South Africa now, and alhamdulillah, I believe it has begun here, we need to provide alternative recreation centers. And the model of the center is one where you would have a musalla, and you have all types of sporting places. Like the Christians in America, when they wanted to survive, they created what is called YMCA and YWCA. Do they have that here? Yes. We are in a similar situation now. We are culturally under attack. The greatest attack that is coming on us in societies like that, it's not bullets. It's not bombs. It's entertainment. That's how they get you. And then you see in the Olympics, everybody's smiling and they're running and I won the Olympics. And some foolish Muslims stand up there and they make the national anthem and they cry. My national anthem. Totally out of Islam. What sunnah is the national anthem? Where did you get that from? Where did you get these national flags from? Our flag is La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is the flag of Islam. But yet and still, we find it happen, the Olympics. And then the clothes are getting tighter and smaller, and suddenly the spandex revolution happens. And as the Prophet ﷺ has informed us, the time would come when people would be wearing clothes, but they would be naked. And so they have the spandex on, but you see the definition of almost every part of their body. But yet the Muslims are there. It's a fitna. And so we cannot just say la. We have to provide alternatives. So the suggestion is, I recommend to myself and to you, is that we have, along with the masajid and the schools, another institution is a full-time recreation center where we can have sports, where we can have guidance counselors, people to give guidance to the youth. Also we can have halaqas, we can study there. We can do martial arts. We can do swimming. You can have separate times for the men, separate times for the women. It's just a matter of time management. And then on Friday night, there's some place to go. When a young person wants to feel good, they can be amongst Muslims, and the time for salat comes, they can make salat. What happens to the young people? You're downtown, and it's time to make Salatul Maghrib. So what do, man? How many people are ready to make salat downtown? How many people are strong enough in a mall to go to the side of the mall, right, find a clean place, or pull out their rug and make salat, and the people are watching you? Very few. So therefore, we need to provide alternative community centers where the young people can enjoy themselves, where the guidance can be given, where we can deal with this free time. Because it is during that free time that the shaitan, wal-iyadu billah, this is where he makes his move. And so this is a crisis that we are in. But alhamdulillah, it is during crisis that Muslims have always shown the strongest personality. Now is the time for us to show our personality. Now is the time for us to be brave enough to look at our culture, to look at al-waqi', look at reality. Look at the youth, what they're going through. The majority of youth, the majority of Muslims are teenagers and children. This is our crisis. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the strength to develop a vibrant community for the younger generation. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide the Muslim youth, to protect them from the evil plan of the shaitan, and to help them, bring them from the dhulumat ila nur, from darkness into light. Take them from the ignorance of Jahiliyyah into the beauty and knowledge of Islam. I give you these words, and I ask Allah to forgive me and to forgive you. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Alhamdulillah, I want to thank you for your attendance here tonight, and by the feel that I'm getting from the brothers and sisters, I believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And inshallah, here I believe, inshallah, the Muslims have a great opportunity to come together and to be able to right some of the wrongs that have happened over the years. But one of the important issues that we have to first look at in looking at that verse, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ, is that Allah will not change our condition till we change ourselves. And really, in the case of the parents, we have to begin to look at ourselves. We can't just put all the blame upon the young people. If a father wants his son to make prayer, then he should be the first one to get up for prayer. How can he lay in his bed at Fajr and say to his son, make salat? How can the mother expect for her daughter to cover up if she doesn't cover up herself? As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu لِمَا تَقُولُونَ مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ كَبُرَ مَقْتًا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَن تَقُولُوا مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ. O you who believe, why do you say what you don't do. It's a terrible, grievous sin in the eyes of Allah if you say and you don't do it. So this is one of the key issues that we need to focus on and remember when we are dealing with the issue of the youth, because the youth to a certain extent will reflect the practice of their parents.